All right, Sean. So we got two controversial quarterbacks who are currently looking for a job right now. Colin Kaepernick and Johnny Football Manziel. These two guys are out there looking for a job. One of them, Johnny Manziel, he has prospects. The Saints,
Yeah.
who apparently are
Yep.
interested in him. Colin Kaepernick has no prospects. What do you think about these two quarterbacks? And I want to know
Oh.
who you would take between these two guys. If you're an NFL owner, you need a backup quarterback. Which guy are you going with? And you can't go Mark Sanchez because he went to the Chicago Bears.
I can't go butt
Or else
fumble
we would have
Sanchez.
included him in this list. He's already taken.
Butt fumble Sanchez.
Jesus. Fuck.
Okay.
Oh, he better not see a snap. But who do you got?
You better hope not. Man, this is tough. So I'm looking at the pretty much the scales, right? All right. This is the scales. This is Kaepernick. This is Manziel.
Which one do you think is more controversial?
That's the
Who
thing.
has bigger baggage?
That's what I'm looking at. So Kaepernick, Manziel, right? Manziel.
Clearly, to me, it's Manziel.
Drinking, partying, drugs.
Trouble with the law.
Trouble with the law, exactly, right? Then you have Kaepernick. Kaepernick, his issue isn't really anything off the field or on the
Kneeling
field.
down during national anthem.
In national anthem, which I don't have an issue with. Like, I wouldn't do it myself, but whatever. You do you whatever. But it does add just another distraction. So that's where the baggage is, right? The baggage is a distraction. It's not just because you disagree with it. Like, I don't think every owner disagrees with them or is mad at them or hates them for doing it. It's just the added attention. But he's already come out and said, I'm done kneeling. Like, I've already gotten my message across, and
People are actually giving him more shit for that. Like, oh, now that you're looking for a job, now you're going to stand your ass up for the national anthem.
But it's like hypocritical to me though. Why are people criticizing? Like, you criticize him for kneeling, and now he's like, okay, you know what? I got enough publicity, and which a lot of people don't know this.
He
but
got his message out. Yeah,
his got his message, and his jersey sold like crazy. They sold out like hotcakes, but the news never.
Even though
talked
some
about
of them wanted to bottom for burning.
Yeah, who cares?
But
It was
paid.
still went. He still got paid for it. The NFL still got paid for it, and he donated a lot of that money to charities. But they don't talk about that, right? He still is donating to Meals on Wheels, but that's a different story. So honestly, if I had to choose, I'd take Kaepernick, because first off, if you look at on the field success, Kaepernick has 100 times better. He's actually taken his team to the Super Bowl. And he's pretty much, when he was healthy and in a good system with Jim Harbaugh, that team was probably the team to beat in the NFC, which I hate to say it because I don't like the 49ers, but they were. Johnny Football, he's never really been a starter consistently in the NFL. So I would take Kaepernick over Manziel, because I feel like Manziel has a lot more issues off the field that can keep him from even going to going to practice or being suspended. You know, Kaepernick, he's not going to get suspended for kneeling, so you don't have to worry about that. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at those scales. I'd take Kaepernick.
All right, now here's my take on it. So whether you agree with whether on Colin Kaepernick taking a knee on national anthem, if you agree with that, cool. If you disagree with that, cool. That's your right. But it was also his right to do that. And and some people took issue to that, and I understand and I get that, and that's their right too. And if NFL owners out there don't want to have Colin Kaepernick because they don't agree with that, and they're like, you know what, I don't want to have that kind of guy around there, that's their right too, whether we agree with it or not. Yeah. But you know what, but compared to Johnny Football, all his issues it's not even close. You're talking about, like, his troubles with women and alcohol and drugs and getting in trouble with the law, and he's got a prospect in New Orleans with the French Quarter right there? Are you fucking kidding me? Now, to be fair to Johnny Football, he's been keeping a low profile lately. He's been getting his shit together, and he's been working really hard at working on his game. So he's been doing that consistently for the last 6 months to a year. But I want to do a little comparison. So Colin Kaepernick, okay. This guy, he's going into the 7th season. He's played a total of 69 games. He's thrown 12,271 yards, 16 touchdowns. This is just last season. He's thrown 12,271 yards. He threw 16 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He rushed for 468 yards with 2 touchdowns, and he has a 59% completion. Johnny Manziel, he's only played 2 seasons. Barely. He didn't play at all last season. He's played only a total of 14 games. He's got 1,675 yards, 7 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with a 57% completion. Now, so Colin Kaepernick, I think he has, he's got a lot more experience. Upside. He's got a lot more, he's got less baggage than Johnny Football.
Yep.
But Johnny Manziel has a more likely chance to get a job. And I'll tell you why. Because between the two guys, now, would you say that Johnny Manziel is more of a passer than Colin Kaepernick is? He's a better pocket passer?
I don't think so.
I mean, we've already seen him. He only played 14 fucking games. But,
I don't think so.
So here's the thing. Colin Kaepernick, we know exactly who he is, right? And he only fits in certain amount of systems, right? So if your team doesn't run that system, he's completely eliminated as an option, right? So take out Colin Kaepernick, he's gone. And so he can only play for a certain set of teams. And then out of those certain set of teams, like probably some of those NFL owners want nothing to do with the baggage that he comes with, or they completely disagree with what he did last year, so they don't want no part of him, which again is their right to do. So, but Johnny, he's only played 14 games. He played with the Browns. To be fair, who has success with the Browns? Nobody. So, and he's a lot younger. He's like 5-6 years younger than Colin Kaepernick. So there's, I guess, more potential with Johnny Manziel, and I think that's why he has gotten at least one team looking at him as opposed to Colin Kaepernick. So if it were me, I'd probably lean towards Colin Kaepernick because you know what he is, and you can run a certain style system when he's in the game.
I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah, and if your quarterback goes down, you're like, okay, I know what I can get, especially if you're a team that can, adjust to what kind of quarterback he is. But Johnny will get the job. He'll be definitely playing in the NFL next season, and he might be playing for the Saints because Sean Payton, he really has taken an interest in him. Apparently, he met with him during the Super Bowl. They've been looking at him, and apparently they like what they see, and maybe that leads to him being Drew Brees' backup. They do need a backup quarterback over there in New Orleans. So maybe that ends up working out for him. And even if it doesn't, because Sean Payton, who is a very respected guy in the NFL, has taken an interest in him, other teams will probably come and, line up if the Saints decide not to go with Johnny Football.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I can't believe that Sean Payton even's considering him.
What about Jay Cutler? Jay Cutler's, he hasn't got a job yet.
Has he not gone to the Jets yet?
No, he hasn't gone to the Jets yet because he's going to go to the Jets. I mean, that's exactly where I think he's going to go.
I don't think he's going to go anywhere else. I doubt he's going to go to Cleveland or somewhere like that.
But, so Colin Kaepernick or Johnny Manziel, two controversial guys. Both
a lot of stuff.
Both shitty quarterbacks. I mean, that's another thing. Colin Kaepernick. Some people are giving too much heat for NFL owners not being interested in Colin Kaepernick, but at the same time, he does suck. I think he sucks as a quarterback, and you have to play a certain style with him as your quarterback. And if you don't have that style, so I think some people are giving too much heat to NFL owners for teams for not being interested in Colin Kaepernick. Maybe he has. You know, I'm sure there are some teams out there who don't want to look at him just because of what he did last year. But I think it's more the fact that what kind of quarterback he is and the fact that he sucks. Whereas Johnny Manziel, he only has 14 games to his name, and it was the Cleveland Browns, so they might have more of an open mind to Johnny.
Like, okay, what can he really do?
Yeah. We'll take a shot.
Yeah.
If anything, we can sell tickets. People will pay to go see Johnny Manziel.
That's so sad.
But you guys, let us know what you think. What do you think about the whole situation? And if it was you, and it was the decision was yours, who would you take? Would you take Colin Kaepernick, or would you take Johnny Manziel?
Yeah.
If you have to choose between those two guys, you're probably not in a good situation.
You're in a shitty fucking situation.
Not in a good situation. You go look to the NFL draft for real.
Yeah.
Hey, if you enjoy these videos, then click these links down here below for some of our other videos.
And if you haven't done so already, go ahead and click that subscribe button to catch our future videos.
Yes. Do that. Do it now.
What he said.